Welcome to this episode of the GymInformer podcast. I'm Chris Gilbert, your host for this episode. And today I'm very excited to have Jason and Elly Choi, the owners of Torture Gym in Las Vegas. This is a super cool gym full of new tech equipment that I got a chance to work out at just a couple months ago. I'm excited to talk to them about their gym and about all the cool stuff they've got going on out there in Vegas. But before we get started, let me take a pause and I'll show you the photos I took of the gym while I was there. So Jason and Elly, before we get started talking about the gym, and I am super excited to talk about the gym, can you guys tell us a little bit about how did you guys become gym owners? What was your path? I know, Jason, you've been a competitor, but how did you guys decide this is the path for us?
So it's such a long story, but it was not my passion in the beginning. I didn't really understand bodybuilding at that time. Before we were dating, that was back in 2016 or ish, you know, right? And we were friends for a long time from ever since then, and I didn't understand bodybuilding so much at that time around, but once we got to dating period, I kind of found that it's pretty interesting sports actually. So yeah, and then we used to live in Hawaii back then, and Hawaii is such a small island, so we wanted to explore a little bigger city. So we chose to come to Las Vegas because it was coming as a mecca at the time, kind of new city for bodybuilding. It was still right, mecca, still mecca, but I mean it was kind of upcoming state for the bodybuilding. And we decided to move here, and his passion was always in bodybuilding, and he eventually wanted to open up a gym for himself. So we it just happened like that.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And how long have you had the gym?
Sorry?
1.5 years.
1.5 years so far. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was pretty new.
Right. So we opened up last year, May 20th. That was soft opening, and the grand opening was June 3rd. June 3rd.
Yeah, close
enough.
Yeah, right there in the same ballpark. That's super cool. So everything in the gym is all new tech.
Yes.
What was the decision to go with all new tech?
So how we became a gym owner was they were actually looking for a showroom at that time for new tech equipment. And we were going to open up a gym for ourselves. So we were kind of put these ideas together because they wanted a showroom, but they were not going to run as a gym. And I was like, why you waste all those money, paying rent and stuff and paying staffs, and you're not running anything. So we ended up making gym together, and we were promoting new tech at the same time. And people was able to experience how new tech equipment works. And it actually worked for both ways. So that's how we chose the new tag, and they chose us too.
Very cool. So I like the vibe in the gym. It's definitely more of a new school, clean lines, but definitely a place you feel like you can go in and get a hard workout, but it's a super clean, very modern vibe. Is that what you guys were going for?
Yeah.
What was the thoughts there?
Right?
Yep.
So we wanted to show people, a lot of gyms, they are more let's say in LA, it's more hardcore bodybuilding style of gym. And we do have some of the gyms like that here in Vegas too, but we wanted to set up more lighting so that people can take better pictures and things like that. So we wanted to build it showroom / and
different buys.
Yeah, different buys, more a modernized, the place that you want to go.
Yeah, I thought it was cool because it's definitely very clean and modern, but it did. You guys you guys stopped like at a good spot because it didn't go all the way over to being like an Instagram gym. It was
Right.
like it was just modern and clean and like of that style, but not all the way over to where it's like this is an influencer gym. So good job on that. I thought it was cool.
Thank you.
So
Well, we designed it. So.
no, it was a good job. I liked it.
Actually,
I'm sorry, I missed that.
it used to be a dance studio, so it was actually like, how should I say? There was like a very it was very divided sections and like divided rooms and all that. So many people couldn't see it's going to be a gym, you know, like how it's going to be. But it worked just perfectly for us.
Oh yeah, it's nice the way you guys got it all opened up and stuff. Now, when you went with the deal with New Tech, did you guys get to like pick the equipment that you wanted, or did they pretty much say this is the equipment that?
So New Tech signature color is red and black. So they wanted to go with the red and black because it's their signature color. But we already have a Dragon Slayer here that's concept red and black. And there are some other gyms like concept like a pink color and, you know, white and black and things like that. So we wanted to have something different. You know. So we randomly chose yellow.
Black and yellow.
Right.
Yeah.
But people love the color, so
now, super cool. I liked it.
Yeah, I heard that like in the company there's a lot of orders that want like have the black and yellow.
Now we've talked a lot about what you guys are doing well, and I think you guys are doing a lot well. Now that you're a year and a half in, are there things you're like, I wish we were doing this better, or this is something that like I feel like we could be doing better?
I think we went pretty smooth even from the beginning. We prepared for a long time. So the things that we could have done, probably merchandise. We didn't prepare enough merchandise when we started. But we found that like a lot of people want our like clothing and like cups and things like that, you know. But we at that time we weren't able to prepare for those items. If I knew that people are collecting all those things, then we could have probably, you know, made it our merchant brand a little faster then. But that's
merch is one of those like interesting lines because we're actually going to get ready to do an episode on the new podcast of that. Just because it can be such an advertising form for the business. At the same time, it can be an additional revenue stream, and there's so many different ways to handle merch. I've talked to gym owners who like just pump out merch as fast as they can because they want everybody in the world wearing their logo. And then other gym owners do a really good job of like diversifying what they offer and making it really an additional like revenue stream. So it was interesting that you brought up merch because I think that's such a huge thing for gyms. And a lot of people don't really take into consideration like how challenging it can be.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more revenue that we could have pulled in the beginning.
especially being in a destination city like Las Vegas.
Right.
Now, being in Las Vegas, do you guys find that like a big portion of the people who come to the gym, is it still mostly like members, or do you get a huge amount of like week and day pass people just coming to Vegas for?
We actually have a lot of day pass and week pass, even a month pass. And like surprisingly, I think our name got kind of spread out in Europe. So there is a lot of visitors from actually overseas too.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
a lot of revenue that we have is mostly members, of course, because, you know, they're very dedicated to our gyms and all that. So we are very thankful to our members. But we do have a lot of day passes too.
Oh, very cool. So what's the future hold for Torching? You've got a year and a half in. Are you happy with where you are? Are you thinking like maybe we want to like go to a bigger spot, or will there ever be like a second torture gym? Like, what are your thoughts?
So we are actually
prepare for the second location.
Oh wow.
Yeah, of course we're happy right now. We're happy, but we want to do more, like expanding our business too.
So our first gym is relatively. It's not small, but we wanted to hold more equipment in our gym, but like space is limited, so we wanted to have like torture gym number two, and we have this opportunity now. Well, a lot of people told us like don't rush on opening like or franchising our brand so soon because like we need to build our times and things like that. But I think when the time comes, I think you have to grab that chance. So like
Right.
this,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's working. Well, it's still not 100% decided, but
Yeah.
we're searching for the properties right now for to have a second location.
Still in Vegas.
Um, Henderson probably.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
which is just like a suburb of Vegas.
The east side
Yeah. East. Yeah.
of
East side.
Nevada. Yes.
Okay. And
Close
you
by.
guys are, what part of the city are you guys in right now?
As far as like Las Vegas, within the Las
Yeah.
Vegas
Yeah.
Southwest
Southwest.
area.
Southwest. Okay. I was in Ubers and I was all over the city and like I never knew where I was from one day to the next. Like,
It's hard to
crazy.
see like where
Yeah.
you're at, when you're
Right.
traveling.
Mhm. All right, cool. So a new now will that be a bigger location, hopefully, than the one you're in now? Because right now you're in what, 7,000 square feet?
Yeah, 7 to 8,000, like
Right
close to eight
now, yeah,
thousand.
8.
Yeah, that was my only knock on the gym whatsoever. Is that I really enjoy the gym. I just wish there was a little bit more of the gym
That's
because
what
I
I'm.
thought it was super cool. Now, will the new place, are you going to diversify the equipment or will it again be a whole new tech
It's going
gym?
to be diversified
Yeah.
a lot more. Our location, we're thinking about switching some of the equipment, so there will be a lot of changes for our upcoming year.
Okay, cool. And is it going to be still a new school gym, and you're going to go all new equipment, or are you going
Yeah.
to
There-
change into the old school a little bit?
So I think our brand is more, how should I say? Like we are known for like introducing new type of equipment. I think
Mhm.
so. Old school equipment is also great too, but like a lot of gyms, they do have their own characters and styles. So
Right.
our Torture Gym is going to be the place that we're introducing new equipment in Las Vegas.
Okay, cool. Are there certain lines that you're like that you're willing to say we're looking at this or we're looking at
Yes,
that, or
there is.
what are you mind like what are you
There
guys
is
looking
like a new brand that's very specialized, different type of equipment. So we are actually talking to the manufacturer right now. So we will be breeding a couple pieces from there. It's very unique design. So like next time when you visit, you'll be able to see all that.
Oh, super
Um,
cool.
Yes, and we do have amount of like pieces at the gym, but we wanted to make it a little more stronger on that side of it. So we're replacing or adding some of the equipments for the leg workout as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good leg gym as it was.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, and actually I did chest the day I was there because it's rare that you go into a gym and you're like, okay, there's several pieces of chest equipment I've never used.
Oh,
you. Mhm.
Yeah, when you've been
How
to
was
like,
it? How was it?
I'm sorry, what was you say, Jason?
How was the test day?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, I think I used every piece of plate loaded chest equipment you have. Um, my favorite was the like decline fly.
Oh,
oh yeah.
yeah, the plate loaded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had used a piece similar. I think it was from King, like that really old school piece from
Mm.
way back in like the 70s or 80s. That was at RVA Iron down in Richmond, Virginia. They had a really old piece that was similar to that, but that was the first piece I had used that was new. That had that like decline plate loaded fly action, so it was really cool.
Mm.
Sounds good. It's glad to
Yeah,
hear
and then yeah, so when you've been to 280 gyms, like it's hard to find
Oh
pieces,
wow.
especially chest pieces you haven't used before, because
Mm.
I feel like chest pieces aren't as diversified oftentimes as back or like legs. There's all so many different leg pieces out there, but
Have you tried
well,
our the chest press, that rotating handle grip?
yeah, I think I used every piece of chest equipment you had that day. Because when I go to gyms, I'm just like, I don't. When I go to new gyms, I don't go heavy. And when I was there, I wasn't hitting. Sometimes I'll hit multiple gyms in a day. When I was out with you guys in Vegas, I was just hitting one gym. So I was doing a full workout every day, and it was
Nice.
so I was like I was
Great.
doing like okay, 2 sets here, 2 sets there, 2 sets over there, just to try to hit as many pieces of equipment as I could. Because I was just playing around. I wanted to be like a kid in a candy store and just use everything I had. So it's one of the great things about
That's what
the
he
gym.
does every time too. So like whenever he's traveling, and I'm
Yeah.
like following him around, you know, like 1+1.
So now that you guys have been open for a year and a half, I'm sure that you've learned some lessons and gained some knowledge that you didn't have before. And I'm sure there are some things you're like, I wish we'd have known this when we opened. Even though you said it went pretty smooth. So is there some advice or a piece of advice that you give to someone who's thinking about opening a gym?
Oh, construction, definitely. So yeah, we didn't have much problems, but when we were actually building the gym, I think that was the most problem that we had to go
It
through.
was, yeah.
So as I was saying, this place was used to be a dance studio, so we had to knock out all those the walls and like all those
trampoline
frames.
things?
Oh, and so like when we were doing the property tour, we didn't see there was a giant hole underneath the ground. So like once everything was gone, we saw like a huge hole underneath the what do you
The
call
trampoline?
it? The
That
Oh, like a
trampoline.
trampoline pit?
Yeah. Under the trampoline, there's a big giant hole there. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
had to
We had
like
to fill that in.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it was like it was so hectic. It was like costly too. So like before you guys like if somebody is trying to open up a gym, like before you decide your location or set up your mind, like give like detailed tours as much as possible. Bring your contractor before you actually sign any documents and like see like what the cost is going to be estimated, because like we love our gym and like I think the location is perfect because we have everything here, but just the fact that we had to waste a lot of times in order to
First, yeah.
do all those constructions and like the permits and things like that. So the second location that we're looking into is pretty much
Easier.
kind of like ready to go place. It will be much faster, much easier too. But like this place was a lot.
You learned this way.
All right.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've ever talked to anybody who like had to deal with a trampoline pit before. So
Oh yes, I didn't know that there is a huge hole. I couldn't see.
Huge.
oh, I can't imagine like because so you must have had to like pump in concrete and
Right.
Yeah.
that couldn't have been cheap to fill in.
So the thing was I remember now. So our contractor was there, but he didn't check underneath the trampoline. So well, we were the one who stuck with that.
Our for it too.
Yeah. So like
Wow.
you know, detail as much as tour as possible.
Yeah, I can imagine. How long did it take you guys to from the time you took over the building to like where you were like, okay, we're ready to open?
So the construction we signed on a paper on November, and the construction started from December, and it was done in May, so 6 months.
Oh wow, yeah, that's the other thing I think that gym owners need to be prepared for is like you're holding 6 months of rent
Yes.
on a commercial property.
Rents from the building, but for us, we had to input some thing without generating anything.
Yeah. So I think people got to be prepared to like account for all of that time with
Right.
making sure that the gym's ready to go before they start even getting their first member.
And it takes time to build a customer too. You know, like even though you do all these marketings before you open up a gym, but most of the times it takes about a year to get settled down. So you need to prepare for those things that, you know, unexpected expenses like that.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't have any more questions. I appreciate you guys coming on. Is there anything else that you guys would like to tell everyone out there about Torture Gym or about yourselves?
Do you have something?
Um,
So our gym will be changing a little bit from here. So we will be adding more, replacing some of the equipment that we have. So like if you haven't come to our gym or wants to try out Torture Gym
Mm-hmm.
next year, please come and visit us. It will be a lot different. So even
And
though
even if you've been there, obviously come back because it's going to change, right?
we'll come back
Yeah.
too. So we will be having the best equipment, in Las Vegas too. So anytime, welcome to come and check it out.
Awesome. Yeah, you were one of my favorite gyms that I went to. Like,
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
our
yeah,
staff
it
is
was
amazing too.
like
Yeah.
I love old school and new school, and I thought I had a favorite new school and a favorite old school gym when I was there. So
Thank you.
it was very cool. So thank you guys very much for coming on.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Appreciate
much.
you.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more great content.